Good day everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to play the board game Monopoly Fortnite. Now the object of the game is you're going to try to become the last player standing, and the way you're going to be doing this is you're going to be battling other players on the board. We'll go ahead and go over some of the components. Right over here are health points, and each player is going to be receiving 15 of these to start. There's a number of ways you can gain health points. You can do it by drawing cards, you can do it by landing on certain spaces. You can also lose health points if you end up getting hit by your opponents, or again if you land on certain spaces. We also have two decks of cards. We have the loot cards, and we also have the storm cards. Now the loot cards are pretty cool. They're going to give you abilities to do different things, and there's two different types of loot cards. You've got cards that are going to give you a special ability throughout the game, and then you also have cards that you will be able to play one time on your opponent. Now the cool thing is you can play more than one of these cards when it is your turn to try to get combinations. Here's an example of a card that you'll hold on to for the whole game. This one says when you roll the crosshairs, the target player plays 3 HP to the bank. Here's another one that says all players in your line of sight have to pay 3 HP to the bank anytime you roll this. And if you end up having two of these cards, both of them are going to be activated. Now we also have cards that you'll be able to play, and here's one that says move any player up to 4 spaces forward or backward. They must complete the action on the space where they land. Here's another one that you can play. It says choose any space. All players on that space pay 4 HP to the bank. And the bank is going to be here in the middle of the board. Now once a loot card is played like this, you're going to return it to the bottom of the loot card deck. Now throughout the board you have what are called locations. This is location, etc. And anytime you land on one of these locations, if it is unclaimed, you'll simply be able to pick up the location and take control of it, and then you're going to go ahead and receive a title deed card, and this is a title deed card over here. This is for Salty Springs. So if you end up with this card, anybody that lands on the location is going to have to pay a certain amount of HP to the bank. For Salty Springs, it's going to be 3 HP. For this one, it's going to be 1 HP. Now players are going to be able to trade loot cards and location cards with each other. Now you're going to be turning these over to the storm side typically when you draw a storm card from here, and you're going to draw these whenever you land on or pass go. Here's one that says choose any location, place that location card storm side up on its space. Let's just say I had Dusty Divot over here and I decided to choose that one. What I would do is I would take the deed and I would turn it over on Dusty Divot like so, and you'll note that it says storm pay 2 HP to the bank. What this means is if you land on this, you're going to have to pay 2 HP. Now even if you actually were the previous owner of this, you're still going to have to pay 2 HP. Now, if it turns out you're on the space and then this happens while you're on there, you're not going to have to worry about the storm for that turn. Here's another storm card. It says all of the players take turns rolling the number die and pay that much HP to the bank. And it's pretty self-explanatory with these cards. All right, now we'll go ahead and show you some of the spaces here on the board. This is the go space. Anytime you land on or pass this, you're going to collect 2 HP from the bank. This is the campfire space. When you land on this, you are going to get 1 health point. If you land on this, you're going to go ahead and draw the loot card. This is a spike. If you land on this, you're going to lose 1 HP to the bank. This is a just visiting space, and of course jail is over here. And if you end up going to jail, mainly if you land on go to jail, you're going to get sent over here. And there's a few ways you can get out of jail. You can go ahead and pay 2 HP to the bank and go ahead and get out of jail that way. If you end up rolling a 6 on the die in 2 turns, you'll be able to get out of jail that way. If on the second attempt you don't roll a 6 or don't pay, you'll just get out of jail for free. Now you'll also be able to get out of jail if it turns out a storm card gets turned up on here as well. This is the free parking space. Nothing is going to happen if you land on that. These are the characters that you're going to be able to choose from in the game, and there's 27 of them. And what you'll simply do is you'll just take one of these little stands here, place a character on there. Now, in the very beginning of the game, in typical Monopoly, you're going to start on go, but not in this version. What is going to happen is you're going to get dropped off on a space. What everybody's going to do is they're going to go ahead and roll the die, and whoever gets the highest number is going to be able to choose any space on the board that they would like to start from. So let's say I had the highest number, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and put this person over here, and the next person who was up decided he was going to place his person over here. Now, you're not going to carry out any of the actions in this case, but what this is going to do is it's going to allow players not to get hit really early in the game by get attacked by other players. Now, if somebody else ends up landing on a location that you have, they're going to have to pay that much health points to the bank. So if somebody landed on here and I owned it, they would have to pay 1 health point. Now, if it turned out that I own both of these properties in the color set, like these are both brown, these are both blue, if I were to land on one of those two, I'm going to go ahead and collect 2 HP from the bank. Okay, so we have your standard 6-sided die over here. You're going to roll this, and you're going to move that amount of spaces. And then you also have the action die. It has the crosshair, it has the brick, it has the band-aid, and then it has the boogie bomb. So if you end up rolling the crosshairs, what you're going to do is you're going to choose any player in your line of sight to pay 1 HP to the bank. This means you're going to be attacking them. And line of sight means if you're on this side of the board, it'd be anywhere here on this side of the board. If it turns out you're in a corner, it could be this side or this side. And you would just simply choose somebody that is in your line of sight, and you say, hey, you're going to have to pay 1 health point to the bank. This is similar to you attacking them, and they're going to go ahead and pay the 1 health point to the bank. If you land on the brick, this is going to allow you to build the wall. Now, the way it works is you're going to first roll, and whatever movement you get, you're going to go ahead and move. So let's say I roll a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, according to what the rules say, you're going to be able to build a wall in your path. So since I'm over here, I'll be able to build a wall anywhere in this area after I move. So if I wanted to place it right here, I could very well do that. Now what's going to happen is people are going to have to stop at the wall whenever they land on it. So if someone 1, 2, 3 and they roll, say, a 6, they're going to have to stop here at the wall. Now once they're able to stop at the wall is going to go ahead and get destroyed. Now you can also attack the wall the same way you would attack a player. So if somebody rolled a crosshair and there was a wall in the way, he could go ahead and attack the wall and knock the wall out that way. Now if you end up rolling the boogie bomb, all the other players are going to lose 1 HP to the bank automatically, and all of the walls here are going to be destroyed. Right here are the bandages. If you roll this, you're going to collect 2 health points from the bank. Now, one big thing to remember is that you cannot have more than 15 health points. Now, when you roll these dice, you can have 2 choices. You could either move first and complete the action, or complete the action and move first. The only exception being the brick. You're going to have to move first and then place the wall. Now, if it turns out you or somebody else runs out of HP, what's going to happen is, let's just say this character died. That character is going to be taken up off of the board. Now, any loot chest items you happen to have on the space where you died, you're going to have to place them there. So let's just say that player had these loot chest items. He's going to go ahead and place it here on Viking Village. Let's just say he died on Viking Village. And the next player that either lands on or passes this is going to go ahead and pick it up for free. Any location cards that you have, you're going to place storm side up. So if the player who died happened to have, say, Lazy Links and Loot Lake, they're going to go ahead and turn these storm side up on the board like so, and then they're going to be out of the game. And now the game is going to continue on like this until everybody except for 1 player has died, and the person that has not died is going to win the game. And that, folks, is Monopoly Fortnite.